guys, welcome back to my channel. I just finished getting ready. I'm super excited for today because today is the day that I get my new car. It does not seem real. I don't think it'll feel real until I'm actually in the car, but this has been like 3 to 6 months in the making, just like researching, test driving and all that good stuff, but it's finally happening today. So I'm gonna take you guys along with me just in case you have any questions or want any tips when it comes to buying a new car, and also for myself to document this so I can look back on it one day, because this is something that I wanted so bad and God came through as he always does. So first we're gonna get a chai tea latte and we're gonna get on the road and get it done. Alright you guys, it is my last time in this car. Crazy.
So you recompense is about another bite.
Put my food
I don't have anything in my hand right now.
Don't touch it. Don't look at it. Don't smell it. Don't think about it. Mom, stop. You have to make me mad. Mom, I will.
Stop it!
I did stop.
Now listen here, Mom.
Me
And we all just get along.
Hey, my food.
I'm the man of this town, and I hope you wouldn't mind if you be thinking of me. We got people to meet in many places.
Mama.
I'm in them hips.
Automatic start button.
The women in the caviar. Oh, what happened? We're busy. Cause we pimping all over the world.
Down here. Okay. This you can flash.
Cool.
Underneath here.
Okay. Can I get a cup? Get in. Get in.
How does it feel?
It feels good.
This is luxury. It's definitely giving luxury. The name of your vehicle?
Rain. R-E-I-G. I knew you were gonna do
One moment, people. We'll be right back.
We'll be right back. Praise break. Praise break.
Yes! Oh, it didn't cut off.
That'd be so funny if the camera was actually on you doing all that. She had a whole praise break.
I did, because God reigns.
You ready?
All right.
Yeah, I got a cup
Lincoln cup that
and a
fits
hat.
her vehicle, because all cups don't fit your vehicle.
I gotta get my Starbucks cup out of Juan's car. Don't let me.
I don't want cars in my car.
It's not in your car. Is it in your car?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Don't let me.
So how does it feel driving it? Have you ever?
It feels so good.
Is it too big for you? Is it just right?
It's perfect. That's why I wanted a compact SUV instead of a regular SUV.
Right.
Because I don't need all of that space.
Right.
And it's quiet. It rides really good. I saved my seat settings.
Yes.
I can change the
That's
drive
there.
mode too. You see that?
Oh, and this is her.
Look at the drive mode. I can change it from slippery to normal. Go to normal. But yes, different drive modes.
Yes. All right, folks, we'll be back. Stay tuned.
What are you eating? Oh.
This ain't childish, I promise.
Alright, you guys, I am so in love with my car. I love it so much. Her name is Rain. It's been about a week since I got her, and I literally get butterflies every time I walk up to my car. Like, that is my car. So I'm still getting used to her, but so perfect for me. I love my black interior. I love that the car is black. It's just something about black cars for me, like boss energy. I love black cars. So I'm so grateful to God, because literally everything that I prayed for, he delivered. Be specific about y'all prayers. Don't just pray and settle for whatever. Like, be specific. I did want to share some car buying tips with you guys, because I think the way that I went about this was very particular, and I feel like it'll be very helpful to other people who may be looking for a vehicle. So let me go to my list. So my first tip is to make a list. Make a list of everything that you really, really want in your car. For me, I really wanted leather seats. I really wanted an automatic start, because I had it on my last car and I refused to go back to not having one. I also wanted heated seats, and I wanted the Apple CarPlay in my car as well. Bonus if I could control the car from my phone, and bonus if it had a wireless charging pad. But those are like my major wants. Didn't really care for a sunroof. I don't use sunroofs. I just like how they look, especially the panoramic sunroof. So I wasn't really big on, oh, I have to have a sunroof. That wasn't a deal breaker for me. So those are some of my car wants. And then within that list, I also had a number that I wanted to stay within. Another thing that I really knew that I wanted a compact SUV, preferably a luxury compact SUV. So I would say do your research. After you figure out what you really want in your car, make a list of maybe like 3 to 5 cars that fits most, if not all, of your wants. And then from that list, do your research on maintenance costs, fuel costs, your estimated car insurance for that vehicle. And also a big one is vehicle rating. Kelley Blue Book does a lot of these, but you can also just type the car in Google and see how it compares to other vehicles and just its rating overall as a vehicle. And I think this is important, because you can say that you want a particular car, but you need to make sure you're able to keep up with the maintenance costs of it all as well. It's also important to know if you want to lease or buy the car. Once you've done that, tip number 3 is to reach out to multiple dealerships. Don't just reach out to one dealership that sells this particular car. Reach out to multiple, because for me, it was very important that I got paired with the right salesman. And a lot of times when I reached out to dealerships, they just wanted to get you in, which, like, yeah, I understand you're trying to make your commission or whatever, but for me, I was not going in until I got an estimate, and I understood that the estimate would vary depending on what car I actually went with. I'll call you back, sis. But yeah, I wanted to get an estimate before going in, and a lot of places were just trying to get you in, and I was really big on not wasting my time and not wanting to waste their time, and I wanted like just a quote before actually going in. So I felt rushed with a lot of dealerships and a lot of people just trying to get me in, and I also reached out to dealerships all over Michigan. So like, I reached out to one in Ann Arbor, and they're like, oh, can you come in this week? And it's like, no, I can't. I live 2 hours away. I'm not, no. Like, once I know for sure I want to work with you, then yeah, we can talk about it. Reach out to multiple dealerships. I reached out to dozens of dealerships, and there was one salesperson that I absolutely loved, and it ended up being the person that I bought my car from. His name is AJ Martino at Crest Lincoln in Sterling Heights. He was absolutely amazing. I think he was the only salesman that was able to give me the most extensive quote. It had different categories, like if you put down this much, this is how much your note will be. If you put down this much, this is how much your note will be. This is the total cost of the car. If you want to add this is how much it would be. So he was just very thorough. He was very patient. He was not rushing me to come in, and I told him, you know, I'm not in a rush to buy a car, because obviously this is a big investment. I want to make sure that I'm getting something that I love, and I want to make sure, like, I don't just want to go into any dealership. If I go into the dealership, then it's going to be like the dealership that I'm most leaning towards. I don't want to have to go into 12 different dealerships. So he did not rush me to come in. He was completely understanding of me not being in a rush to buy a car, and he kept up with me. Like, our email thread is like, I want to say 20 something emails back and forth. He answered all of my questions very timely. He got back to me like within 24 hours or less. Email, phone call, text, like the whole 9. He was incredible, like so incredible. And that was another reason I went with the car that I went with, because I was also looking at the Cadillac XT4. I did like the car because I grew up with Cadillac, so I did think that was a car that I would go with. But when I got into the Lincoln and did a test drive with the Lincoln, I was like, y'all gonna have to drag me out of this Lincoln and put me back in my Kia. It was so nice. And I actually drove the Lincoln after I test drove the Cadillac, and I had a completely different feeling. I even FaceTime my mom. I don't even think I FaceTime my mom when I drove the Cadillac, but I was so like, I felt right at home, and I was just like, this is the one. Got a little sidetracked, but yeah, make sure you reach out to multiple dealerships before scheduling your test drive, and then based on your interactions with those dealerships and the salespeople, then schedule your test drive. And give yourself time to go on as many test drives and as many different vehicles as you need to until you figure out what car is the best fit for you. Next tip: be upfront about how much you want to spend, and again, what you want your desired car note to be. That's also something that I expressed up front with AJ, and he was doing all the things to make sure we kept me within the range that I preferred and was comfortable with. If you go into buying a car and you don't have any type of budget, any type of number that you want to stick to, like, you're more likely to pay a lot more money for that car, because of course they're gonna want to make a good sale. So if you're just going into it blindly, not knowing what your budget is, how it's gonna work with your finances, that's just not smart. So know what numbers you want, and make sure you communicate those numbers with your salesperson, because they may be able to find other deals for you. They may be able to give you tips on, you know, what you can do to stick to that number and things like that. Which leads me to my next tip. Ask if there are any current or upcoming specials. So a lot of times around the holidays, dealerships will have sales like Labor Day sales and things like that. So make sure you ask about those to see if there is any savings you can take advantage of. And this is different if you're in a rush to buy a car, but just ask about any upcoming deals or specials, because if you don't ask, the answer is always no. But if you do ask, you never know. There could be some extra savings in there for you. Another way you can save is by exploring the option of buying a demo vehicle, which is the vehicle that people usually test drive. There's usually some additional deals involved in that, and you can get anywhere from like $1,000 or a couple thousand off of your vehicle, which if you're getting an expensive car, it's a lot of money and makes a difference in how much you'll be paying for your car. So my last tip is to take your time. Buying a new car is a big investment, especially like I was very specific about wanting a luxury compact SUV. I was very specific about that, so I wanted to take my time to make sure I chose the right car that I felt was the best fit for me, and I believe that I did that. And y'all, when I tell you, I'm so happy and so grateful. Like, I've never been so excited to drive. Like, even driving to work, I'm always like so I'm so ecstatic to drive to work every day, just because this car, and just like, this is my big girl car, because my car before, I had it, I think I got it my sophomore year of college. I've had that car for 8 years. It was only 2 years old when I got it. It was a 2013. I got it in 2015, and it was such a great car, and it was just time to elevate. You know, the miles were adding up on that car, and it was getting to the point where, you know, if I kept it any longer, I wouldn't be able to get a lot of money for it. So just the upgrade, and just it being a symbol of, you know, seasons changing, chapters changing, new chapters in my life and my journey. But I absolutely love this car. And again, there's been so many moments where I've been like so emotional, because I prayed for this car, I prayed for a great deal, I prayed for a great salesman, I prayed for the right dealership, and God literally came through with every single one of those prayers. And I'm so grateful, I'm so blessed, and I really encourage y'all to write down everything that you want in your car. Send up a prayer, be specific about what you want, and of course all those tips that I just gave y'all, make sure y'all follow those tips, because it was just really helpful. Like, I really feel like it made this process more smooth, and I enjoyed the entire process. And now I have my baby, and I love her so much. And yeah, additional tips for you guys. Of course, the more money you put down, the lower you'll be able to get your note. So find your happy medium with that. If you have any friends or family that works for a specific car company, look into that. Look into friend and family discounts. There is a spider on Rain. Ah! The disrespect. Get off of her. Okay. Also, I don't know how to... Okay, there we go. I'm like, I don't know how to make water come out of this. It's been a lot of fun figuring out all the buttons and gadgets on this car, but we're getting the hang of it. Those are my tips for buying a new car. I hope you guys enjoyed this vlog. I hope you guys found the tips to be helpful. If you have any questions, just drop them below. I'll be more than happy to answer them. And I will see you guys in the next vlog.